Hey everyone, my name is Frank Savino. I'm with the Key to New England team at eXp Realty.
And I'm Bill Tisdale. Today we're going to be talking about getting your home ready for an open house.
Yeah, open houses are strategically important, really important way to get people inside your house to fall in love with it. So strategically, let's talk about open house times and dates. When do you think are the best times to have open houses, Bill?
Well, definitely on Sundays,
Okay.
later afternoon. That way, whoever goes to church and everything, they get their services done and everything.
Okay.
Uh, Less activity going on, so you have a higher chance of people coming in.
Hmm.
Sometimes during the week is a good time also to hold an open house.
Yeah, like after evening commuters and things like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
some like maybe around the 5:30
Okay.
time to start. That way,
Yep.
people, if they're leaving to work, they can literally see how long it's going to take them to commute from
Oh,
their
that's a
work
good
to the
point.
new home.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Uh, See the traffic and everything like that. It's just to make it see if it's viable for them to
Yeah, no,
go
definitely.
that way.
So, yeah, we recommend usually as many open houses obviously as it takes to get a property sold. But that first open house weekend, we try to do at least one or two weekend days, and then a weeknight, like
Yeah,
maybe a Thursday night or a Wednesday night. Maybe that's like the day that the property actually goes active on the MLS, and then you kind of create a little bit of suspense and have those first major showings that weekend. But maybe a sneak peek can take place too. That's you tend to find your most serious buyers on the first open house, the first ones to head through. So that's an important thing to know. Obviously, we advertise the open house through all of our social media channels. The longer further out we can plan it, I would say the better, right?
because the further it's out we can plan it, we can advertise it longer.
Mm-hmm.
More people's going to be aware.
Yeah, they can set it up in their calendar and kind of anticipate, hey, we got an open house coming up. It's a week or two out, but they plug it in their calendar, and hopefully, if it's something they really want to see, they make their way in. I think it just kind of creates a little bit of hype around the property,
Exactly.
things like that. So obviously, it gets pushed out to all those different social media channels. Maybe you do a little video like sneak tidbits and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that, just showing a little bit of the inside or the outside or a really cool feature of the property. So we talked about strategy. Another strategy too is actually to kind of door knock the neighborhood and invite the neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had success with that, or what do you find happens when you invite the neighbors?
Uh, some of the neighbors, they do just come in to see what the house looks like,
Hmm.
because who doesn't really want to know what a house looks
Yeah,
like?
you want to see your neighbor's house.
Yeah. Especially if it's one that's been remodeled, they want to see how it looks.
Hmm.
Uh, some people, one of the last open houses I held at, they wanted to see what it looked like because they were getting ideas to redo their bathroom, and this
Oh, okay.
bathroom happened to be redone.
Yeah.
Uh, then it's always better when, maybe even if you have a little like hour before the normal open house,
Hmm.
let the neighbors and everything come in, go through the whole thing, you know, because they may know somebody who wants to move in to
Yeah.
the area.
Yeah, I find that they want to, that you can sort of like, they can pick their neighbors at that point.
Exactly.
Say they had a family or friend or relatives that wanted to live close to them. Having them go through, they might then reach right out to them and say, hey, there's a house that just opened up right next to me for sale.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go through this. Or maybe they jump on a FaceTime with them right then and there. So that's a good opportunity for them
Yeah,
to.
because who really doesn't want to pick their neighbors?
Yeah, yeah, neighbors are important. So
Oh,
if you
definitely.
have people in there that you're gonna like and everything, that's always a benefit to you. So, yeah, inviting the neighbors, big one for sure. It's also just a great way to meet other people. If you're a
Exactly.
real estate agent, you want to get as many people through the doors as possible. Obviously, for people to buy the home, but that's a great tip for real estate agents is just to hold open houses as ways to meet potential buyers and sellers.
Exactly. And also, you have to prepare for the open house. Uh, One of the best ways is remove clutter.
Hmm.
You don't want people going to your house when it's dirty, because they'll turn around, walk out. They won't even think about buying the house.
Yep.
Put away all your personal items and valuables. This includes any medicine you have, your electronics, your portable electronics, obviously, uh, and definitely any medicine you have.
Hmm.
Take it out of the medicine box, hide it somewhere else, because people will look in the medicine box,
Yeah.
and you know that way you don't have to worry about anything disappearing
Yeah.
while there's a ton of strangers going through your
Yeah,
house.
exactly. I mean, we ask them to sign in and all that type of stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute here. But yeah, you just really want to remove anything that you would feel you wouldn't want anybody else to see, because people go through the homes and they open drawers, they open cabinets, they have to get a feel for if the house flows for them. So there's definitely, if you have a drawer you can lock up, or even if it's a small closet that you need to lock up some valuables in, just let your agent know, hey, I had to put some valuables lock up at this closet. This is a small standard closet or something, and people can understand that.
Yeah.
That's fully respectable. So, um, another thing we like to try to do. So, say the house, either if the house is occupied and has furniture within it, obviously it's important to have that furniture in its optimal placement.
Exactly.
We want it to be not overly cluttered. We want the rooms to sort of make sense. A living room to look like a living room, a kitchen to look like a kitchen, not an office. So, we kind of go through with our sellers and we have them organize the home, and work with them to organize the home how it best shows the home for functionality. If the house is empty, we can do a couple different things. What were the some options if you have an empty
Uh,
house?
well, one of the options is when we do have the photographer come in and take pictures of the house, we can virtually stage the pictures, and then we can actually use those virtually staged pictures. We can make a pamphlet for them to, when they go to the open house, to walk around the open house.
Hmm.
They can look at it, see what the room would look like. And we could also, we do work with people that will come in and stage the house.
Hmm.
Uh, either if it's empty, they have furniture they can bring in, or they can come in and use your furniture that's there and help that use your furniture to help the appearance of the house.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all about making the house look as optimal but not cluttered. So if you're in a position where you have to completely remove your furniture, like you said, virtual staging might be a great way to do it. It's some of the virtual staging is so impressive; it's hard to tell that it's
Oh
something
yeah,
that's even virtually staged.
there's been some, especially in the pictures that I've looked at. If it didn't say virtually staged
Yeah.
on it, I would think it's
Yep.
their home.
Exactly. So, another thing is, obviously it seems like a no-brainer, but if you have pets, you want to really try to remove them for all open houses.
Exactly.
It's kind of detracting if you have, if you have to lock away your animals in parts of the house and then that part of the house is inaccessible, a room or a whole floor or things like that. Sometimes those animals can be, kind of distressed, and they may not, act appropriately, or they may bark continuously. So things like that, really best to try to remove your pets if possible. And then just obviously for safety reasons too, we don't
Yeah.
want the pets to get out, get lost. I can't tell you how many houses I've had where there's a cat roaming around the open house, and everybody has to say, okay, make sure you close the door because the cat's going to get out. And it's just like, we want to be focusing on the house, not worried about the cat getting out.
Exactly.
Ideally, I mean, we know cats are a little more relaxed than dogs, but
Oh,
if you can
definitely,
get them out of the
definitely.
house, it's definitely ideal, I think.
Yeah. And if you
Um,
can't get them out of the house, maybe if they have a crate, you can just put them in for a little bit.
yeah.
Which, if you're not going to be back when we're done, we'll gladly let the animals out of the crate as long as they're friendly animals and we
Yeah.
can
No,
interact
no
with them.
wild bobcats or anything.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like reaching my hand toward the wild bobcat.
Awesome. Obviously, a big thing is here at the Key to New England team, when we run open houses, we like to have at least two agents at the open house. There's a lot of reasons for this. Some of the big reasons are because we can really keep tabs on the full house and protect your personal belongings. We can control the flow of the people coming, through the house better. We're there to answer questions. I mean, I think two people is sort of essential for almost any size home. Just because we
Exactly.
also get really busy open houses where you
Yeah,
maybe sort of need somebody kind of to help with that flow, that initial onslaught of people at the beginning, while somebody else is keeping tabs on the interior of the home, things like
exactly.
that.
And also the best part is because where we have people sign in,
Hmm.
you can just have one person there, literally just making sure everybody signs in,
Yeah.
getting the information needed. We do this for two different reasons. Having people sign in. One, we know who goes in the house.
Hmm.
Uh, Say, for instance, if God forbid somebody did go in the house, they decided to carry something out of the house that didn't belong to them. We know who was in there, so we have a list of who came in and can hopefully track it down. But also, it benefits us where if a price changes on the house,
Yeah.
we have their information.
Yep. Reach out.
We can reach out to them that way. If say they thought the house was a little overpriced, you know, 3 weeks later, for some reason we weren't able to sell the house,
Hmm.
we can say, hey, the price just got lowered to this.
Yeah.
You're still interested in the house. Uh,
Yeah, I think that's so important. Being able to reach out, say, a lot of different things could happen with other than the price. I mean, there could be different things. The seller may decide that they want to, let all the buyers know that they're willing to cover closing costs or do something like that. Just instead of having your house kind of fall out of the mind if somebody already went through it, this lets us keep up to date, and market with them, for future homes or, like you said, if updates come, especially for this home there. So super important as far as that goes. Um, we like to provide refreshments, obviously,
yeah,
make it a
yep,
good environment. So
exactly.
this can kind of be from as little as bottles of water and bags of chips and cookies to a bottle of bubbly to greet people with, and maybe like warmed hors d'oeuvres. We kind of just talk to the seller about that. What type of feel do they want at their open house? How comfortable are they with guests wandering around with food and with certain types of beverages? But it's great to have something. I think. I
Yeah,
think that it provides kind of a certain atmosphere, and it helps the house to feel homey.
exactly. We won't bake homemade cookies though. We might eat all them, but that's another story.
But yeah, that's another thing too. Actually, you want the house to smell good. So
Exactly.
whether it's cookies or not cookies, but if there's any lingers that odor or any odors that are lingering in the home, we want to try to address those
Yes.
before. We don't really want to just hide them either. We want to try to address them and sort of eliminate them. So whether that requires like some fresh paint or rugs being shampooed or just finding like the source of a certain odor and then eliminating it, because you don't want to have this open house that just smells like burning candles, and then your clients go under contract or you go under contract on this home and you go back and you're at the inspection and all of a sudden the house doesn't smell like beautiful candles anymore. Those candles
Exactly.
were hiding something. So we really
Yes.
don't recommend trying to hide anything on an open house. If there's certain things or flaws, it's best to just let your agent know, and then they can address them with
Yes.
buyers as they go through. And honesty is the best policy. Transparency about the home. Every home is going to have some things that come
Yeah.
up, I think. So rather than try to hide them, it's better just to deal with them as you can, or provide some
Yeah.
sort of compensation if you need to for something that needs to be fixed.
I mean, that's also a good uh, way to go, even if it's not an open house.
Hmm.
You know, let your agent know that we have these issues. Everything that we know ahead of time will help us in the long run.
Yeah.
That way, there's no surprises at the end, and it makes for a smoother transaction.
Hmm. Is there anything else that would you say is key for an open house? Anything like that is important so that people maybe can take away something or things like that?
Well, actually, a couple of things. Besides, we did mention heavily about getting the inside of the house ready.
Hmm.
Uh, Also, that folds out to the outside.
Hmm.
You know, we know how kids are. If you have kids, have the toys put away. Let people be. That way, people can walk around the yard.
Yeah.
The front yard should look perfect. There shouldn't be anything in there because people will drive by the house before the open house.
Yep.
But it's the old saying where it says you can't judge a book by a cover, but they're going to be judging the outside of the house before they even decide to go inside the house.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
if they see the outside doesn't look the best, they're going to assume that's what the inside looks like.
Yeah. Very true.
So definitely have the yard looking as perfect as you can. But yeah, one of the and going back to the open house itself, we do give out some handouts about the house,
Oh yeah.
some different brochures.
Yeah, you want to have a nice color, eye-catching brochure. I think that people can kind of, if they're excited about the home, they take this home with it and they kind of, they look at it and they show their friends and their family more than just a standard like printed black and white MLS sheet.
Exactly.
Like more than you want to give them something more than what they saw just online. So
Yes.
even if it's just something that's thrown together nicely, at the Key to New England team, we put together a binder with all the information that we can on the property. So recent updates that have taken place at the home, sometimes we'll do maps that show, the property lines and everything. Try to make everything as clear as possible. Maps that show distance to restaurants and
Hmm.
stores and schools and things like that. But a great flyer will have all that information kind of incorporated into
Exactly.
it, and tucked away. And it's something that we do as a service to our sellers. Have these professionally made brochures printed out so that they're able to be, a good takeaway. at the house. Because a lot of times, here's the thing: people are going through these open houses. They may have 5, 10 open houses, and if yours is the first one, if you have that brochure that excites them, when they look at it at the end of the day, they're going to be like, okay, this is,
Yeah,
yeah, I did like this house the best. Like, this is
yeah,
why.
it helps them refresh their memory,
Yep.
uh, and then as you said, they can show people, and the people can actually get to see high quality pictures in some of the areas. Obviously, not the whole house,
hmm
but
Yeah, I think it's great just to show off some of the key features. Obviously, everybody wants to know what a kitchen's like.
yep,
If the bathrooms are updated, and then living space or maybe outdoor space. So we try to include photos of those important things that people really want to see. It's always great to do if you can, like a video
mm-hmm.
too, and get that posted. We like to do walkthrough videos, post them on YouTube, and connect them to the MLS so that somebody's not able to get through the house right away. Maybe they can take a video walkthrough or watch a video of a professional walkthrough of the property, and that seems to help too. And then they can realize if they need to schedule
Yep.
an in-person showing.
And the best part about doing the videos is once we put them up on YouTube, we get them searchable. If somebody's not in the area
hmm
and they're looking, the video pops up. They might see the video and be like, "All right, let's contact them and go from there." And
Yeah.
it definitely helps with out of state buyers too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, we hope this kind of was helpful today to kind of get you prepared for an open house as a seller, or if you're a buyer, kind of telling you about some of the inside information that goes on at a open house behind the scenes. So again, I'm Frank Savino from the Key to New England team at eXp Realty, and this is Bill Tisdale. So we thank you guys for listening to the video. We ask that you guys comment and like, and we'll get this posted up onto our YouTube channel too. If you want to subscribe for more content like this, we'll be producing stuff going forward. Anything else you wanted to say, Bill, today about the
Uh,
open houses or anything?
no, that's it.
Great.
Have a great day, everybody.